Hey there guys, it's Red Steel Live here and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Last episode we made a small new factory for iron rods, and I promised I'd set it up in the meantime to finish it off with wiring and belt work and everything, but not connected up yet, so that I did, and we're looking at it right now. That's a giant orange blob over there. And also, I thought I said, if I recall correctly, that I'd hook up a bit more of this factory that we're standing on, the ingot smelter factory. And I've also done that, hooked up the additional wiring, hooked up an additional line. I've also put in all the belt work here that's needed for to supply all of the 6 lines of smelters in this factory. I'll show you in a minute. We've only got 4 pure nodes over there though, so I've only put 4 belts in here because I don't know where the other 2 will be coming from yet. Also, this episode we'll be looking at unlocking the next stage of the project assembly elevator thing, as we have everything we need down there. And I've actually disconnected the production of one of the parts. I can't recall which part. The one that requires steel beams and modular frames, because the steel beams have run out, and as we need a large amount of steel beams for belt work, having no steel beams available is actually quite annoying. Also down the end there I've also hooked up 2 additional constructors to the steel beam production, as the pipe production, as you can see here, was actually overflowing, and as we had a shortage of steel beams, I thought, you know, might as well use the ingots and convert them into beams. So I did that. Right, let's get into it. First things first, this factory. So I've put in all of the belt work here, going all the way down the end. So this is all hooked up and ready to go and to receive 6 of these lines fully equipped with 270 ingots each. Now this line is one which is already operational to be used across the way there for the iron ingot production, and this one here is now supplied, as you can see, to do some smelt work, and it should be backed up. Yes, it is. So all of this is already backed up. So it's just now filling up the last bits here. So that's good. And then there's all of these that are hooked up, at least partially here, and I think I haven't done the other 3 yet, no. But I thought to hook this up, well, I need to hook up the output as well actually, as I need to do for this one. Sorry, I forgot about that. Quickly do that. Bear with me for a second. This will be done in a jiffy. That the output is already hooked up to the end of the building there, and this is going into the 2nd line there, going out. So that's all hooked up and ready to go, and it should already be backed up. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Oh yeah, and this one should still be smelting because that was backing up that line first, going all the way out. Yes, I recall. Right. So yeah, that's all set up. This factory is now producing, capable of producing a lot more. I've also moved this over a little bit because it wasn't lined up, which I saw when I came to the corner there, so that is going up further away now. And I'm also thinking of reversing that, actually having that go into the 2nd line here where I'm standing on right now, and then going up, which would allow, against factories, if we were to continue factories over that way and over that way, a walkway to be against the factory, and then having the change in levels just one out from the factory, like this one, and like this one, so in this lane, and then this lane continues on straight against the factory. That's the idea anyway. Excuse me. Anyway, I've put in a bit of belt work here as well. It's a bit tricky to get the minor output to line up correctly there, so it's a bit of a mess here. It's due to so they can jump up and fiddle with it. So what have I done in here? Ooh, That's actually dangerous to fall down. So what have I done in here, right? I've hooked up all of this. And as you can see, I haven't turned it on yet, so don't worry. It's just the input of ingots, which is all now hooked up and ready to go. I've put wire all around, as you can see, using the new things, through wall poles. I've done it there as well, and there I've left open because I thought it might look cool if we put windows there. Gives a little green feeling or something. I don't know. I thought it would look nice, so I thought I'd leave it open until we have the windows unlocked. And as you can see, everything is top fed when it comes to power. And the central one using most, and there's space there for another 6. And theoretically we could take out this rear wall to extend this further, and then as you can see, there's plenty of space still here to go backwards further and end up among that, and possibly even further. I mean, we should have a weapons factory down there someplace at some point due to sulfur being there, and then we have the coal over there which is currently feeding the couple of coal generators, so lots of possibilities. And of course we have the Caterium coming in from that side, so it would all line up. And then over there-ish, down below this floor, it's the 4th miner. So yeah, let's see if all of this is going to work. All of the output goes to the rear, merges, goes to the ceiling, comes back to the front, and then goes over there. And that is going to give us 270 iron rods a minute, coming out through the middle there. And yeah, I haven't yet decided as to where that's going to go how. But I did decide that that iron ore that was going in front of it had to go down a level, so that has now been reduced down 1 level, and then we have the elevators on that side there. That's the only thing that I actually did decide on, and that's about where it ended. And oh yes, I moved over all of the iron ore, so that one's now turned to provide into there, and that just still hacks into there and then splits off into 3s and goes all the way there someplace. Well, 2's here, and then we have this line going there, 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 and that splits off again, where it used to be another 60 line coming from, I think, the rearmost miner, which is now going up in here and going up. So that's the 2 left ones there being full of iron ore, which means that's the first 2 smelters in there, which means it's that one used there is the first one, and that middle one is available using or giving 270 iron ingots. Yeah, so there's all of that. So let's hook it up. I have no idea what would be a good spot to hook it up, so the fortunate thing about what I did on the inside there, for aesthetic reasons, gives us a lot of options on the outside for power poles, and I have no idea where there's one available actually. Oh, there we go. Does that work? Yep. Look at that, instantly everything goes. Great, 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 great. And then we should already be seeing a flow coming towards us. Oh. Yes, I can already see a flow there, and should be backing up momentarily. Yeah, it's already stopped. Can't tell how far back it's gone. The elevator's a bit far. Oh, it's already backed up into here. That went quick. Well, this is giving us 270 a minute. And it should be seeing greens everywhere, right? No flashing lights. Those 2 are flashing. Ah. Alright. Alright, no flashing lights, everything's good. Alright, so that output is now 270 iron ingots a minute. Sorry, iron rods a minute. So, no idea what we're going to do with that, but we have them. And I am thinking that we should, this should be possible, right? Yeah. Let's see if we can do this. Go up through here, up, oh, up there? Yes. So we can, because I think that's quite handy to do for now at least. Let's see, let's extend this all the way down to there. And we get rid of its supports. And then yeah, this is where it gets tricky, I think. Let's see, can we do that, and then get rid of this and that? Might as well get rid of this pile. And then have this go all the way down. Encroaching clearance, is that the floor though, or? Oh crap. Yes it is. So for now, let's go that way for now. We can always replace it later. And we're back where we started, but we'll put in a buffer. So we don't have to go all the way up to get ourselves some rods. And we can always use them, or rebelt them for screw production or something. Which we should. Because the screw production which we have over there is horribly inefficient. Which brings us to the next thing. I wanted to check out those the windows. So let's go grab ourselves our coupons. And we should still have some coupons available. 2. So now we have 14 coupons. Let's see that. Yeah, window walls, definitely. That's 9, we have 14, so we have a bit more to spend. What do we want though? Corner ramps. I do have a use case for a corner ramp, but that's just one. I don't think we need anything else for now. Hang on. This AI limiters, where they go? I just saw them earlier. Gives 100. Had we spent that early on, like when the tickets were cheaper per ticket, buying AI limiters would have been a great move. Last episode we had a look at the output rates. By the way, do subscribe if you want to see more, right? But last episode we had a look at the output rates of a couple of things, and came to, with these belts, 270 a minute. AI limiters going in to the sink gave nearly 250,000 points a minute. But we did do some more math, and that would work out to 54 assemblers needed to create 270 AI limiters a minute, which in turn came to 54. There was 5,400 Caterium required, which came to 54 constructors, and 1,350 iron sheets required, which came to 67.5 constructors needed to construct that, which you can halve again for the amount of smelters needed for the copper ingots. So that's That's an insane amount of factories just to supply 250,000 of these points a minute. Then again, good fun. We didn't actually spend the tickets, so let's do some. How far actually are we away of another ticket? 165,000. So I was actually thinking we could get the corner ramp pack because it would look nice on certain parts, I think. And with the windows we'd need one more ticket, so let's go visit our AI limited stack for a second. Oh boy, that's a lot. Oh yeah, I've been going for quite a while, guys, so let's what can we get rid of? Tickets. No. Let's leave 300. I think that's a fair, safe number to have. I've no use for them as of we are yet, apart from this. There we go. That should guarantee us at least one ticket very quickly. That already went up. Just at the end of a minute. Oh yeah, and to show you again this episode, let's get rid of that. We have more than 2 minutes worth of that. 700, so that's 3 minutes worth. And they look so good though. Like, give one. And if you look at them here, they look nothing like it. I mean, look at this. It looks a bit like. Actually does look a bit like a server that you'd find in a server rack. Apart from the top here, like this fix-it interface kind of deal, it looks a bit like an amplifier or something. Like an amplifier server. We always do. Yes, okay. Be sure to always limit your AI. That's good, that's good. Love that detail. Right, so what are we up to? 226? Yeah, and now we're below the 250,000 due to the crap that was still there. Iron sheets and iron rods. But look at the speed of this going up. These coupons are incredibly expensive now, and we just printed one, still had 170,000 to go. I mean, look at this. That's something. Up, there we go. 200,000 to go for next ticket. It's a secret, guys. Just dump in your AI limiters. Produce them as soon as you can. They take just Caterium and iron sheets, I think it was. Yeah, sheets. So they're not that expensive. And they give you tickets for days. Tickets for days. Anyway, I only need one ticket actually, so I'll just take this. I mean, it's already. Look at it go. How many we've got left? Jeez, that's just going way too fast. Alright. We're getting that, and we're getting that. Cart. Ta-ta. Bye. Alright. I'm already liking this. Walls. Oh yes. Definite yes. Like a giant window, 3 window. These have a height, this doesn't have a height, this has a height. Great. This looks nice. It also looks pretty good. Oh, this is looking real nice. This is actually cool as like a design feature or something. Like along one of those strips, like that height, like going around, that would actually look really cool. And maybe even at this height, you know, that you can look in if you're on the same height. That would actually be pretty cool, even along walkways and stuff. Oh. And this would just look cool for looking out, really. Mostly looking out. Looking into, but mostly looking out. That's... Hang on. Oh, it does obstruct the viewer thing. And actually, if you point at a window... Hang on. Alright, all three, that one and those two, go completely orange. This one has the window disappear. So you can actually see through it properly, like fully see through. Alright. I like them. Now is a hard question though. Which one do we use up there? And a question for Coffee Stain. Maybe we should be able to mine sand as well. And have furnaces to smelt sand into glass. Just a suggestion. But that would allow us to build glass things. Let's see. Do we want these? No, right? I mean, this is more like a single port window instead of like a whole wall of them. Nah. That's not the right one. How about this one? Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's move over this way for a second. These are more of a homely feel, don't they? These are more of what you'd use in a residence of some kind. We should build a residence, like the place to sleep, which we don't, but you know, if we would. And this one. I do like its effect, but it's just no, it's not for here. Did I forget one? No. That's the definite no. Yeah, we'll go with these. We're going with these. We're doing it. There. Bringing the outside in. I like it. Alright. So with that sorted, we need doors actually. Can we get doors? Or have I've already unlocked the doors. Why have I not built doors? Whoops. Alright, how many tickets we got left? 1. Okay. Might as well. Can we dump in something to speed this up? Might as well. Not using them anyway. Nope. Using a lot less of these iron plates already, which I don't mind at all. Oh, they also give a lot. I never knew. I think I did know actually. Memory is being jogged right now. Alright, can we get something for those 2 tickets that we got? That we would like? No, not there. 8 and 6. No. Okay, fine. Me. 5 of those. Me. It's not worth it for now. We're gonna dump them at the hub. Right. So let's have a look at our project's assembly parts, because we need 500 of each. So no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the whole row, and those. Let's dump those in. This is just to unlock it this episode, and so that I can also start some planning as to what to do, both next episode, of course. But mostly what we need for the factory. No, this still needs a few minutes. I think we were producing 5 a minute, right? Is it actually being kept up? 30%. The cables are letting us down. 100 per minute of cable, and then I doubled it to 200. Yes, I can see where that's a problem, which means we actually don't need those at all, really. This is just this is actually pretty slow. I will say that is pretty darn slow. 30 a minute, it says in that pop-up. And did I not put 3 of those to create this, which means we should see 90 a minute. Oh, now it's using 50 a minute. Ah, it was actually updated, so we needed 100 a minute. But still, you know, using 10 above the 90 should not have drained all of the cable the way it has. Oh yes, we're out of cable, as well as steel beams, but steel beams should now be replenished. Oh, it's replenishing quite well, actually. Let's hook that back up. And how about... No, not that one. I want a smart plating one. Oh, that's behind there. 1, 2. Oh, that whole row. And 2. Alright. We only need 100. YOLO. I thought we needed 500. Man. Oh. See, and that's why you always close the gap. Oh, that was close. We only need 100 of these. This thing can go to 50% production. Oh, by the way, if you had not noticed yourself, you can also type in your target output now. So if you want to say 2, you can just type that in now. You used to not be able to. You used to be able to do clock speed, but now you can output the target, which is good because sometimes you want to overclock to, I think it's like 127.5% or something rather, so that it lines up nicely. And now you no longer have to. Let's see, if we want to get up real quick. We can't. Okay. Oh. That's cool. It gives it kind of a yank, it goes down, and then once you unlock it, it just pushes up. It gives it a push out of here. That's pretty cool. They've changed that in that update. Alright. So what have we unlocked? Let's see. Projects tiers 5 and 6 we have now. Oil processing. Okay. What have we got in there? Oh, fuel. Crude fuel? Scanner for crude oil? Yeah. Refinery. Oh. What's that do? Refines fluids or solids into more usable parts. Oh. Oh, I like that. No more extraction rate. 120 oil a minute. Default pressure 10, allowing 10 meter vertical rise of fluids. Extract crude oil from a crude oil node it's built on. Alright, extraction rates depend on node purity. That is quite obvious. So normal will be 120 and else will be 60 or 240. Refinery. It refines fluids or solids into more usable parts. Has a pipe and conveyor belt output to handle potential byproducts. Potential byproducts. Petroleum coke. That's new. It looks like the old coal actually. A carbon-rich material distilled from heavy oil residue, used as a less efficient coal replacement or for aluminum refinement. Right. So once we have oil and we're refining it, actually it requires motors, this thing. And we're refining the oil, so we're going to get a heavy oil residue. That is interesting. Circuit boards are advanced electronics that are used in a plethora of different ways. Yeah. Fuel is either converted into electricity or as fuel for vehicles. Okay. I like the way they've changed the color of the pipes for different mass going through. Blue for water, orange for fuel, black for crude oil. That's pretty cool. And then petroleum coke is going to be a solid byproduct of the refinery, judging by that. Just a picture, really. Industrial manufacturing. Let's see. Manufacture. Yeah, that got the visual update. We saw that a few months ago from Coffee Stain. Cross 3 or 4 items into another part. Can be automated by feeding into it with a conveyor belt connected to the output. This produced parts can be automatically extracted by connecting a conveyor belt to the output. And it does say the output, so I'm assuming it does not have a possible liquid byproduct or something. So I can build a truck, which is just a bigger truck, really. Computer, modular engine, project part 4, sent to the space assembly. Sent up the space elevator to complete phase of project assembly. So that's going to be a tricky one. Probably going to require motors, judging by the name. Adaptive control unit, project part 5, sent up the space elevator to combine phases of project assembly. Alright, so what is all this project assembly, right? I mean, it does get me intrigued. Industrial fluid buffer, contain up to 1200 cubes of fluid. Has an in and output for pipes. That's pretty cool. Empty canister. Used to package fluids for transportation, can be recycled. Yo, what? Water, packaged for alternative transport. Yo. Wait, okay, so because whereas in before update 3 we'd get fuel ready as canned fuel, we now have to make cans so that we can package stuff like water, oil, fuel, oil residue, liquid biofuel, which we had before solid biofuel, and we can transport liquid biofuel now. The most efficient form of biomass. Who the hell at this point will still be using biofuel? I mean, there's liquid fuel. And I do mean that one instead of biofuel. Because why would you want biofuel? Alright, gas mask. Alright, that hasn't changed. That still requires the same actually, so that's OG. Hang on, tier 6. Expanded power infrastructure. Deuterium ore update. Well, we got that. Conveyor lifts 4. Transports up to 480 resources a minute. So that's still the same. And requires the encased industrial beam to build probably, as it did before. Fuel generator consumes fuel to generate electricity for your power grid. Has an input so feeding fuel can be automated, and by the looks of the picture it's now taking liquid fuel. It's also got tanks on it now. That's pretty cool. Jetpack, yes, I want it. Body slot. Oh yeah, that's for the jetpack requirement. Yeah, alright. Monorail tech. Empty platform, railway, train station. That's all the same. Freight platform, freight car. Fluid freight platform. That's new. Pretty cool. Freight car. Freight cars used to transport large quantities of resources from one place to another. Resources are loaded and unloaded at freight platforms must be built on railway. It does not say whether it's going to be holding fluids or solids. So I'm assuming it can take both. And the locomotive. Alright. Yeah. So really, I do want a refinery though. Refines fluids or solids into more usable parts. So I'm assuming, it's a massive assumption on my part, that we could either feed this or, I mean, a refinery refines fluids or solids. It sounds to me as if we could feed it like ore or ingots. And I wonder if it would be more efficient. Can we make one? What does this require? 50 motors. Aren't we making motors somewhere? No, I don't think so. We're making rotors and we're making status. We need them. We need that now. I want to know, because that would actually hugely impact what we do next. Because if we can use refineries to refine either ore or ingots into a step further, that would be huge. I mean, at least if it's more efficient anyway. If it's not more efficient, or barely so, I mean, it would require liquid as well, I think, maybe for cooling. I don't know. Let's figure this out. Assembler. Want one now. Gimme. We got rotors coming up the wazoo over there, so let's jam that in there. Let's say around about here, so yoink. Yoink, yoink. You feed that. What? Can't afford. Bollocks. Not that one. That one. Isn't it? No. That one. Yes. Give me more actually, before it's all gone again. We can actually feed a shit ton of those these? Yeah, we can feed a shit ton into that thing, into the grinder, and see what it does. Probably not really that great though, because it's, what's it made out of anyway? I can't recall. Oh, status and wire. It's not too expensive. Talking about status, what am I doing? Give me that. Get a splitter. Get a belt. Get that thing going there. Get this going there. Can we do this? Sure we can. Yoink. There we go. Can we feed that immediately in one go? No, I was afraid of that. Let's sort of like this. Let's go. Alright, you feed that thing. You feed that thing. You power that thing. I'm assuming motors still take the same. Yeah, they do. Whew, thankfully. Alright, and we're gonna need that thing. Flipped over to that way. There we go. Emergency setup. Done. How many we got? Me. I'll take it. How fast is this going to produce? Faster, you say? Lovely. 20 status a minute, 20 rotors a minute. Great. How much is being produced? I might have to upgrade this now. For a minute. At 20% is 1. Not even 1. At 25%, that's 1 a minute. This one? 60%. That's like 2 and a bit a minute. Yeah, we're gonna run out of motors real quick. So Yeah, let's leave that running for a while. If we have 50, let's go check it back out. And I'll actually select that milestone, just so to be reminded. That one, select. And we can actually have the rest already dumped in. We actually have that one. Let's dump in that. Let's go get ourselves 500 of those. That's sure. Let's go that way. Still backed up by the looks of things, so that's all good. Yoink. Give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't need any more. And we'll go get ourselves a couple of pipes as well. I should probably put a pipe buffer in up here as well, so we don't have to run all the way down to get some pipes, because that kind of sucks. Let's dump those actually. There we go. And pipe buffer. It is a good idea, and I must do it now before I forget. There's also that, yeah. Because this is directly feeding that, which on any other days you actually would still not be fine. Organization, that thing. Let's get one of these going. Where's it feeding to? It's going there. So let's do this. Get rid of that. Get that going. I don't know. It must be that high-ish. There we go. Feed that into there. Get another one of these out of there. What's this? Corrosion clearance. I'm sorry, are you being a giant douche? You are. There we go. That goes in there, that goes in there. Lovely. So that actually will delay our steel beam production for a while though, so before this thing eats it all. Not that one. Let's grab all of that, because we still need them. Alright. Good, quick, dirty. I still want a couple hundred though, so let's wait. Let's not wait. Let's think things through. So now we have that already producing. How fast is it actually producing? 10 a minute. Oh. Holy balls. Okay, we'll reduce that soon. 10 a minute. That's actually quite lovely. Yeah, no, that is actually very good. And they are obviously, again, more expensive than stators and rotors separately. And rotors are quite good when you stick them in a grinder. So I wonder what motors will do. Curious. Right. I do want to find out though. But that won't be this episode, because, you know, there's plenty of waiting so far. So, rods, right? Did we? Oh yes, already got them down. Right. So, next thing to do, we have 270 ingots available for the next setup, which is also quite lovely. And you know, we should have a proper. I think we should have a proper iron rod setup. I do want to wait a bit before setting it up though. I want to check out the oil refinery. Well, it's actually no, it's not an oil refinery. It's just a refinery. Oh, look at that. There we go. Ugh. Get rid of that. That. Oh, that's 500 already. Get more. Ooh, it's slowed down already. Why is that? Why is it slowed down? There's a buffer at the end. It shouldn't slow down. Oh, actually. It looks... If I were to judge this by the gap, there is a MK2 belt in there somewhere. And I actually didn't need 500 because I already put in 155. Okay, great. Fine. So now we need some motors, which we should have already by now. Oh, that's just fantastic, isn't it? So fast. Alright. There we go. Let's get them.
Milestone reached. Oil acquisition and refining unlocked. Oil-based products can now be made. The byproducts of oil refinement can be used after further processing, as seen in the refineries. Caution. This is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
That's it? You can now refine oil products and don't die? Okay. Must check out. No, definitely not that. Production. Oil extractor? Yes. Refinery. Oh boy, it's not that expensive. Did I actually see the right motors, right? Yeah. Oh boy. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. That's going the wrong way. Yeah, I'll take a stack. Fuck it. Gimme, 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 gimme. Oh, it's huge. Looks good too. Stutter. Alright, so actually which way is this going? Okay, so that's an input, this is output. Okay, okay. I'm assuming that goes for pipe as well. Yeah. Okay. Lots of wasted space under here though. Oh, you can't go under. Too bad. Can we climb up? Is there a ladder? No ladder? Oh, hang on. Found it. This is fantastic. I like this. I know there's a slug up there, I can hear it. I like this. This thing looks good. Oh, actually, ouch! You fall through that. That's a bit of a bummer. All right, let's see. What can we make? Yeah, not that much, really. Okay, so we can make solid oil products and fuel products. What's residual fuel? Heavy oil. It takes... Oh, okay. So you could take heavy oil residue, which I think is a byproduct, right? So what if we made rubber? Yeah, look at that. Output is rubber and purple fluid, heavy oil residue. Fair amount, actually. I wonder what the ratios will be to fix that. Because we need to do something useful with that, though. Same here. Lots more. Like lots more. Okay. Yo, what? Polymer resin? Which is what? Polymer resin used for crafting. A byproduct of oil refinement into fuel, commonly used to manufacture plastics. So... fuel. Oh, right. Oh, so that actually gives that. Oh, right. So that's the... Okay. So making fuel gives that byproduct of resin. And then residual plastic is made from polymer resin and water. So that's actually cool. So you get a waste product of making fuel, and then you can convert that using water into plastic, which then has no waste product. That's pretty cool. So that's a good way to sort of stagger your production as well, I think, wouldn't it be? Because you'd get... Yeah, because... Let's get rid of that thing for a second, and let's flip it over. Special. No, I don't want special. Oil refinery. Output. Other side. Oh, crap. I don't have enough motors. So, if we were to now grab fuel, right? You get a solid output and fuel liquid output. So ignore that just goes away and is used somewhere. Then you'd have that. That's not what I meant to do. That is definitely not what I meant to do. No, yes. So you'd have that go into the next one, and that can just be immediately here. I mean, just have it sit right here in front. Immediately feed it into there, while the liquid that is outputted from the first one either goes up or down, doesn't really matter, and just gets shipped away. Can we actually stick that thing in here? Oh, wrong button. I mean, might be a bit weird, but, you know. Go down, boy. Just have it go through there and be gone. Right, that's something for another day, though. This is definitely interesting. We have work to do. So, okay, so we actually can't refine ores or ingots. It's a bit of a shame, but you know, it's understandable. That's more of a liquid handler machine thing. It does say solids though. To handle solids. Hang on. So this one's made primarily of oil, waste oil, solid. Yeah, so this one actually handles primarily handles a solid and has water extra. Residual rubber actually does the same, but it does equal parts resin versus water. This one uses more resin and man. And residual fuel takes oil residue and comes out as fuel. And it's orange, right? This one also orange. So if you take in crude oil, it comes out 40 cubes of fluid a minute and 30 parts. Whereas if you take residual fuel, it just takes 40 parts of heavy oil waste product. Keep doing that, sorry about that. So if you have, say, 3 producing oil, you'd get you could actually have it with 2, because these produce 20 waste. This produces 10 waste. So you need 4 plastic or 2 oil to produce residual fuel. These numbers are actually quite easy to calculate with. It's just that they're not doubly layered. Very, very, very interesting. I definitely need coffee myself. Alright, thinking machine back on. We need to do something useful with all of the iron ingots that we're producing upstairs. So we need to create iron. What shall we create? We've got rods, so we need plates. What else can we make parts? It's just these two, right? Primarily from all of the ingots. And screws. We can make screws, but we don't want to make and store screws for transport, because transporting screws is just terribly expensive, because you need so many of them for anything that you're making. So you just make them locally. Use them immediately. Like the setup here, it makes the screws, and the transport is not that far, so then they get used immediately, making them less expensive. But if we were to make them here and then transport them all the way over there to use them, that would suck. Because you're better off transporting the rods there and then having additional constructors over there, and then, yeah, that kind of jazz, right? So, we need to replace lots of this. You know what? This episode is actually run for its allotted time. So, in between this episode and the next episode, what I am going to do is I'm going to remove... What am I going to remove? I'm going to remove all of these smelters. They're gone. Consider them history. Because they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Actually... What's with the weird setup, actually? Why am I using... 120 for the belts, probably. Right. So that's 4... Stutter. 8... Come on, get up there. 8... 12... and another 4, so 16. Well, we've got 2 of 9 ready to provide whatever's needed here, so that's easily replaced. Good. Consider all of the smelters gone. I won't say I will remove everything else just yet. Yeah, but the smelters, they no longer have a function because they're just superfluous now with the ones up top. Because with expensive words, like the expensive words used in the description earlier, we have a plethora of smelters. Right. I'm thinking that is actually probably a good thing to do, because even though we've started cleaning up our construction with that and with that. I've just been adding in assembler after assembler here, producing random off items at random intervals. Actually, we actually need plastic and rubber for the next industrial thing. Oh god. And we need more industrial beams, encased ones. Oh boy. Oh, so we actually need we need to up our steel production as well. So already having a shortage of beams, we just use steel beams for encased industrial beams, and just one addition. There's 2 assemblers using encased industrial beams. No, just steel beams. Steel beams. These one, not these ones. One container over these ones. We have 2 assemblers using steel beams, and already we have that it is hindering our production. The production capabilities, like we don't have enough. So we definitely need to up the steel production. I need to build another one of those kibitz engines. I think I'll do that in between this episode and the next one. I'll build another engine. I have no idea how to supply it yet, because we have the coal over... Did I just nearly fall off? I think I nearly walked through. Hello there. We have the coal, because there's 2 coal nodes that are unused at the moment. But we don't have the iron. But no, this is a really bad idea. I was about to suggest that we get one of these iron nodes, because we're currently using only 2 for that manufacturer there. And we're using 1 for everything down here. And we're using 1 for that array over there in the corner, which definitely is not efficient. But we could have one of those iron things or nodes going all the way across there and then into one of those factories, and it's already a bad idea suggesting it, but you know, it's probably a good thing to do because we need steel. We definitely need steel. We have a shortage of steel and it's bad. So guys, thank you for watching, and if you're curious as to what happens next, do subscribe. If you like this video, like it, and if you want to be notified the moment the next one comes out, hit that notification bell. Any of those three is very much appreciated. Yeah, because I like doing this actually. I like it more than my day job. So don't tell anyone, especially not my day job, but yeah. Do like, do subscribe, and have yourself be notified. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.